So Jamie and I are out in up in Grahamsville right now, and it smells incredible where we're at because we're way on top of the mountain here. I don't know if you can see down that way. We are on the top of, I forgot what road it is here. Glade Road. And we're at a very sweet place right now. We're watching maple.
Can you guess? You already gave it away.
We're watching maple syrup be made right now. It's basically almost the last day of the season. The stuff that's being made right now, they call it off spec. It's not the high grade stuff. But the trees are still running for another day or so. And it's really an interesting operation up here at Catskill Sugar House. We've been buying their maple syrup for years. It's certified organic. And they're our neighbors. And one of the neat things about their neat things that we do with their maple syrup is we reuse all of our glass containers, so it doesn't get packaged in any kind of plastic. We have these flip-top 1.75 liter glass bottles, and we swap them out. So we're trying to be very, very conscious, eco-friendly with our packaging on the maple syrup. And it's great that we can do something like that with a local producer like this. So we are inside. Their dog here is so cute. I don't know the dog's name. But he was rolling around in a bank of snow over here before.
Us around.
Yeah.
We've been looking.
So we're gonna step inside here and show you what's going on. You can see the steam.
Gosh, it smells so good.
You can see the steam up there. That's the evaporating of the maple syrup. So basically, how maple syrup works, if you don't know, is trees get tapped. They get tapped. Depending upon the weather, they need warmer days and cooler nights, so the trees actually expand and start pumping the maple water. And did you know maple water is the first wild foraged food item of the year? If you think about it, nothing else is out that time of the year that is actually truly edible. That's just now happening right then. And of course, maybe some oyster mushrooms happen, but maple water comes in abundant supplies here up in the Northeast. And you can actually drink maple water by itself right out of the tree. I drank a lot of it this spring and this winter. Some guests brought us some in. So what happens here is trees get tapped. It has an intricate system, and you can't really see where we're from here. And maybe I'll take a picture and post it on Facebook. But all the trees are actually tapped, and there's what do I want to say? There's a system where everything is gravity fed to the bottom of the mountain or to a pump house. So all the trees, nobody's out there with a bucket on each tree is what I'm trying to say. It's all like an aqueduct. The smaller productions,
where you see the pails.
The pails, when you drive down the road, you'll see a pail tapped to a tree. This is all an aqueduct system, so everything flows down the mountain into the pump house, and then things are brought back in a truck like this right here, and brought back here to boil down. Now, something that I learned today that I never knew about maple syrup is that it goes through an osmosis stage. So if you drink osmosis water is a way of really purifying and filtering and electrically separating water. The same thing is done with the maple water. So basically what happens is it goes from a 2% sugar to a 15% sugar, so they don't have to boil down that much of the sap. It doesn't get boiled down much, because what happens is you have to boil it down with a natural resource like oil or propane. They're using oil here to cook this down. Some people will use wood to cook it down. Wood is very unstable. You need something with a much better gauge, a thermostat, to have even heat. And some people still do it with wood, but it's really a much more of an art form with wood. So we're gonna step inside here. You ready to step inside? I wish you guys could smell.
Oh,
it
smells so good.
Yeah, I mean, it smells like pancakes without any visible pancakes. I mean, the maple syrup is incredible. So we're gonna step inside. It's a bit noisy, but let's check out and see what's going on in here. So that right there is the evaporator here are small little samples of every barrel that they make. So if there's a question about a barrel, see they're all numbered there. So if there's a question about one of the barrels, what's in one of these barrels here, without tapping the barrel itself, they go right over there and grab a sample off and take a look. Here are some oak barrels. These are bourbon barrels here. Millbrook Distillery is now at a Taconic Distillery. That's Taconic, which we love their stuff. And there's some Catskill distilling barrels there. The newest trend right now is to take these bourbon barrels and throw maple syrup into them. And I've got to tell you, bourbon maple syrup is amazing.
And I think Pete from Equilibrium is looking for barrels that have had maple syrup in them.
Yes.
To make some beer for. So
yeah.
He had said something this morning to me, actually.
Yeah, Pete was supposed to come up here with us from Equilibrium Brewery. If you have not been to Equilibrium Brewery, taste their beers. It is Pete's making amazing beers in Middletown over there. And so these are all the barrels of maple syrup. Most of these barrels here, they're 40-gallon barrels. Most of these barrels will get packaged on demand. So the bottles that go to retail and to restaurants, 5-gallon pails, 1-gallon pails, bottles, will go get bottled on demand here and then get shipped to the destination. Very few times will a full barrel go out. They will go out to people who are using massive quantities in bulk. The maple syrup that comes from here, from Grahamsville, from this specific location, Catskill Sugar House, is really shipped all over the world. It goes to Singapore. Walter told me last night that it goes to Dubai. Did you hear about that, Jamie?
No.
They shipped just recently to Dubai. It goes in through Europe, of course, London. It's all over the U.S. A lot of it goes to California. And we're very fortunate to live in this beautiful part of the country where maple syrup is a true gem. We're going to walk outside because I think you can see more of the lines. Behind me, yes, you can. You can see the lines up right there. That's the aqueduct line. And they explained to us that there's people that work in the woods every single day that never even step into the plant here, into the processing plant facility, and all they do is just monitor those lines and make sure the trees are flowing and making sure that animals haven't chewed their way through or a limb hasn't fallen on this system.
These barrels are actually still warm.
Yeah, these barrels are warm.
They're literally just, they're hot, like,
yeah.
Barely touch them.
So did you know that each maple tree in season will pour off about a gallon of sap, a gallon of maple water every single day?
2 gallons on a really good, busy.
Right,
busy
2 gallons on a good day.
On a good day.
So the official word, Pete Oates says, "Give me a barrel." Pete, we wish you were here with us. So they never know how a maple season is until the end of the season. You'll always ask them in the beginning, and they always say, experienced maple syrup producer will say, "I can't talk about it till the end of the season," just because you never know how things play out. They're saying right now, this is the last day or so of the season, they're saying this is one of their better years right now. They're only a few hundred gallons off of one of their maximum years. So, next time you're in at Aroma Time and you want to talk maple syrup, talk to us. If you want to grab some really good maple syrup, I suggest you look for Catskill Mountain Sugar House syrup out in the local stores. I believe Adams has it, all over the Northeast here in New York City.
Peters might have it.
Peters might have. Not sure if Peters will find out. If you're in New York City, they sell to a lot of restaurants in New York City. A lot of restaurants, Gramercy Tavern, I believe. There's a lot of places in New York City that use this maple syrup. It's really super high quality maple syrup. We've loved it for years. Anything else, Jamie?
Well, that's it.
That's it.
Come to Aroma Time for maple syrup.
We use this in a lot of our desserts.
We do.
Our bananas Foster, we use maple syrup. Our chocolate torte, we use some maple syrup. Our blueberry crisp. So we use maple syrup in a lot of our
Sunday brunch now.
Sunday brunch. Come get some maple syrup and some flapjacks.
Yeah.
So, all right, awesome.
Have a great day, everybody.
Talk to you later.